Hey everyone, my name is Heba and welcome back, and I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. In this video, I like to let you know about the products that I've been using for the past couple of months and let you know what I think about it. If I liked it, if I didn't like it, or if I need a little bit more time to figure out if I do like it or not. There's many products that I do like, several products that I don't like, and probably one or two that I just need a little bit more time. But anywho, let's go ahead and get right to it, and I'll be doing it by brand. And let's start with this brand, Hourglass. Back in September, Hourglass did come out with 3 new holiday edits, and I did pick up all 3, and I probably should have picked up just one because one of them is my favorite. One is it's okay, and the other one is like, no, it's just a little too light. So let's go ahead and talk about the one that's not my favorite, and it's the lightest of the 3, and it's in the Dragon palette. Here are the shades that are in this palette, and you can see that it is just a little light for my skin tone. It does come with 2 finishing powders, 2 blushes, a bronzer, and a highlighter. And all the shades are just a little too light and too ashy on me. So this one, I will be giving it away to a friend or family member. The formula is nice, but just the shades is just too light. When I first saw them, I guess it should have dawned on me that it was going to go by skin tone, but I just grabbed all 3 before I realized it. And of course, after I bought them, it's like, oh, I probably should not have picked up the Dragon edit. And I did do a video on these, and I'll link it down below so you can see how this one looked on my skin tone. But yeah, the Dragon one is not my favorite. The next one is the Evil Eye, and this one leans more for medium tone skin. And this is what the shades look like, and there are 1 powder, 3 blushes, a bronzer, and a highlighter in here. I do like that there are 3 blushes in here, and the one that I was looking forward to is this one, Oasis Glow. Oasis Glow? Yes, Oasis Glow. It's more like a nude blush, and I do like it, but everything else, I don't know, the tones just didn't work with my skin tone either. So for getting this palette for $90 for 1 shade, it's a little bit much. I can kind of use 2 blushes together. That works a little bit better. But this one is just a little bit off from my skin tone. But I do like this blush, Oasis Glow. Very pretty if you want that no makeup look. And let's go into my favorite one, the Lotus palette. And I do like the packaging in all 3 of them. I especially like the Lotus one and the Dragon one and the Evil Eye one. Actually, I like all 3. But the one I like inside is the Lotus palette. And here's what the shades look in here. And you can see this one's more for my skin tone. This one has 1 powder, 1 bronzer, 2 blushes, and 2 highlighters. Now, I will say this, I'm not a fan that this one has 2 highlighters in here. I'd rather have another blush or maybe another powder, mostly another blush, but it is what it is, and I do like the shades that are here. And for this look, I only use the bronzer from this palette. It does give me a nice little added color to my skin, and the blush shades in here are very pretty. I do like the powder. I do like the highlighters, because let me just show this one here that looks a little bit more red. You can kind of blend these 2 together, and it makes a beautiful, kind of like a shimmering blush. I'll insert a video here where I use this palette for eyeshadows. You can see that I use some of the blushes as transition shade, and I use both highlighters as my lid shades. Honestly, I don't think I like it as eyeshadows. I think it just kind of shows my texture a little bit more on my lids, but it was nice to try. And another thing, with each one of these palettes, there are 5 new shades. And the 1 shade in each palette that's existing, that's the finishing powder. So out of all 3, the Lotus one is my favorite. I do like 1 or 2 shades from the Evil Eye, and the Dragon palette, that's gonna go away. Now let me show you the winter collection from SUQQU, and it's called the Snow Flurry collection. They came out with 2 signature eye palettes, 2 blurring color blushes, and 2 of the Comfort Lip Fluid Glows. And I also picked up an eyebrow gel, and let's go ahead and start with this one first. Honestly, this is one I need a little bit more time to figure out if I like it. It's in the shade 01, and the exact name is the Setting Eyebrow Gel. It does come with a big spoolie, which I'm kind of surprised for the brows, because it looks more for like mascara instead of a little one for brows. It does have a little bit of a brown tint to it, but I don't know if I like the color. And I think it does set my brows pretty good, but I just need a little bit more time to figure out if I do like it or not. Yeah, I'm looking at it, and it does set my brows pretty good, but I'm not too sure about the color and the spoolie. Now let's get into the winter collection, and let's start with the signature color eyes first. Again, there are 2 of them. We have 142, which is a taupe cool tone palette, and 143, which is an icy emerald blue palette. Now my favorite one is this one, 142, the taupe palette. I just love these two shades here, especially this one. And of course it has a nice brown matte. And you can make a very dramatic look with this or an everyday look with this palette. Now 143, the icy emerald blue. I don't know, I'm having a hard time with this palette. I did try another look with this palette and I'll insert the video here of how it turned out. I guess I just don't know how to use blues, but I'll keep trying it because I do like it. And I do wish that I do know how to use these kind of shades. I'm gonna keep trying. Maybe it just needs a brown shade to kind of help me out a little bit. But I think it's very pretty. I just need more help. Now for the blurring color blushes, and again there are two of them. You have 102, which is a light pink, and 103, a beigey brown. Now 102, the light pink, this one's a little too light for me. I think it's a little bit more ashy. It looks good on the skin, it's just the color that's just throwing me off. And you can kind of see that it's two-tone where there's a lighter shade here and a darker shade here, more of an ombre effect. I could probably use it as a highlighter, but I have to admit this one's not my favorite. I had high hopes for it for being a pink blush, but it's just a little too light for my skin. Now on the other hand, 103, that's a beautiful blush. That is a beautiful blush, and I hope you can see it here. The ombre effect, you got the deeper browns here and a lighter brown there. And I could use the deeper one as a bronzer, put the lighter one as a blush, or just combine them both together and just use it as a blush. This is a beautiful color. And again, it does blur the skin. It sits very nicely on the skin and it lasts all day. Now let's talk about the Comfort Lip Fluid Glows. I'm glad they're bringing these back. In the last collection, they had the Lip Fogs, which is more of a matte finish. This one's more of a shimmer finish, or satin finish I should say. And there are two of them in this collection, 108, which is an icy pink, and 109, which is a universal nude. And that's what I'm wearing on my lips right now, 109. And I have been taking these with me everywhere I go. Love the shades, love the formula. Now it doesn't last that long all day, but it does last a good amount of time. It's not like some of these lip balms that after you're talking in 20 minutes, it's off your lips. These will last for several hours. Of course, if you eat and drink and wipe your mouth, it will come off, but I do love these. So here's 108 and 109, and this is the one I have on my lips. I'm also wearing it with the lip liner, so the color may be a little bit off, but I love the formula, love the colors, just love how it feels on my lips. And I do wish that SUQQU could make it easy for us here in the States to get them. Because you can get them at Suffrages, they do have a shipping cost, but if you do subscribe to their yearly international shipping, it does cost $65, but I believe now you have to spend $100 or more to get that free shipping. Which I'm kind of surprised that they changed it, because I kind of liked it where, oh, I just need one blush, so I could just order it and have it shipped for free. Now I have to order over $100 to get that free shipping, even though I paid $65 to get the free shipping. I hope that makes sense. So I do hope that some distributor will pick up SUQQU, because they would make a lot of money. SUQQU makes great products. I have some products from YSL, and let's start with these, the Make Me Blush liquid blushes. I believe there were 6 or 7 shades, and I just picked up 2, and I really do like these. These stay on the cheeks for a long time. So the 2 that I picked up, we have 37 Peachy Nude, which is a warm pink nude, and 44 Nude Lavalier, which is a dusty nude pink. And the one that I use for this look is 44, which is the dusty nude pink. It looks very pretty. It blends in, doesn't look like it's sitting on top of my foundation. And I do like these 2 colors. Now in the beginning of the year, I hope in the beginning of the year, they're coming out with powder blushes, and I believe they're gonna be the same shades as their liquid blushes. So I'll be picking up a few from those, but yeah, I do like these liquid blushes. Let me show you the doe foot applicator. It's really big. So this one's 37 and this one's 44, and this is the one that I have on my cheeks now. Now it does have a little bit of a scent, but it just dissipates after a while. And let's talk about the new eyeshadow palette. And y'all know I love the eyeshadow palettes from YSL. And this one is the limited edition one, Golden Lace. And it's your typical neutral brown, neutral gold palette. And let me show you what the outside package looks like. It looks like Golden Lace instead of the clutch palette with the original ones. I do like this. I know it's very basic, very boring. We have many shades over like it, but I do love the YSL formula. I do love how it looks on my lids. It doesn't emphasize my texture, blends very nicely, it's very pigmented, and I just like them. I just like them. And the last thing that I picked up from YSL is a lipstick. It's in the satin finish, shade number 15, and I kind of like it. The only thing is that you need to be careful because this will fall. It did break off on me, but I just put it back in and just try not to twist it up that high. And this one is a pretty, kind of like a pinky nude shade. And you can see even the texture, it looks really good. kind of thick and creamy, but not too thick where it's kind of heavy on the lips. It just looks really pretty on the lips. And I do like the shade, and I kind of like the packaging too. And that's it from YSL. Now let's go into Gucci. Most of these are not my favorite. It's the holiday collection from Gucci. They came out with an eyeshadow palette, a blush, a lipstick, and a lip gloss. Let me show you the packaging of the eyeshadow quad. Very festive. And the name of this palette is Festive Glow, and here are the shades in this one, and it's what I have on my eyes. So for this look, I use the only matte shade here. It's kind of like a cranberry color. It did blend out very nice. You can build it up. It looks very smooth on my lids. But the three shimmer shades, I have to say the colors are pretty, but the texture, the formula is not my favorite. It is very glittery. It's very sparkly. There's a lot of fallout. The shade that I have on my lids is this kind of a peachy glow. Very pretty. It does have a little bit of a duochrome effect, but it's mostly glitter. And I had to kind of work it in to where it would kind of show a base. And when I put it on top of the matte shade, you just see mostly glitter. And then I put this light pink shade in the inner corner. I didn't use this bronzy shade, which I do like. I used this shade in the video that I did with this collection. And it's very pretty, but it's just a little bit too glittery for me. And if you have sensitive eyes, I wouldn't pick up this palette. This is a pretty look. I do like it, but I could probably find shades that are similar, but I just don't like the formula, the texture of it. Like with the YSL, I know I have shades that are similar, but I do like the formula. This one, it's not my favorite. It's okay, but it's just not my favorite. I don't think I'll be reaching for this one. Now let's talk about the blush. And let me show you the outside packaging first. Again, very festive. And this one is limited edition, just like the eyeshadow palette is. And here's what inside looks like. It's number 11, Intense Ruby. This one's nice. I do like the color, and the Gucci blushes are very nice, but it's not one of my top 5 blushes, I guess. SUQQU blushes are my top 5. Chanel blushes are my top 5. Hermes, Guerlain blushes, the Hourglass blushes. But Gucci, it's one that I probably will not reach for a lot. It's a pretty color. It's an okay product for me. I have the lipstick and the lip gloss, and let me talk about the lip gloss. I don't like this one. It tastes awful. It tastes bad. It's called the Hydrating Plumping Lip Glow, and it's the Rosewood shade. Just tastes awful. It's a pretty lip gloss. Do like the color, but no, I don't want this anywhere near my lips because it tastes awful. So I think I'll be either returning it or throwing it away. I know it's wasteful, but it tastes awful. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. Now let's talk about the lipstick. This is the Velvet Matte lipstick, and it's in the shade Valerie Rose. Now the lipstick is nice. I do like the lipstick. I do like the texture. I do like the matte finish. It's not very drying, and I do like the color. And I also like the packaging, very festive. So out of this collection, the lipstick is my favorite. Definitely not the lip gloss. The blush is okay, and the eyeshadow, it's a pretty look, but the formula is just not my favorite. Now let's go into Hermes. I did pick up some of their new products that they came out with. A new lip pencil, an eye pencil, and a liquid eyeliner. Let's talk about the eye products first. The eye pencil is $50, I know, but I kind of like it. It is more of a pencil shape. It's not like a gel, like Victoria Beckham or Lisa Eldridge. And it did not come with a pencil sharpener, which they should have with the price. I mean, come on, Hermes. But whenever I put in my lower lash line and waterline, it stays put, especially in my waterline. Because some pencils will kind of move and go towards the inner corner, the thing that I call the eye booger, and this doesn't do it. This lasts all day in my waterline, and it's very pigmented on my lower lash line. I have not tried it on my upper lash line. I don't think it'll work very well because this is a pencil, so it will kind of drag my skin, but we'll talk about the liquid liner next. But yeah, this is a nice pencil. It's $50. There are many other pencils out there that are a lot cheaper that work just as well, but for a high-end pencil, this Hermes one is really nice. And on the other side, it does come with a smudger. And they did make the pencils kind of like the bars of the horse jumping event. Thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, I do like it, especially for my waterline and lower lash line. And the liquid liner, I like this one too. I thought it cost $58, but it cost $68. But you know what? Just like the eye pencil cost $50 and I like it, this one costs $68 and I do like it. It does come with a felt tip and it came in pieces. So I'm hoping when this is finished that you can buy a refill, which would be cheaper, and then just stick it back in here and off you go. So let me show you what this part looks like. You can see the ink in there. And it's very easy, just twist it back in. And you do have to kind of work it to get the ink into the felt tip. Once this tip was saturated, it glides on so nice on my lids. Barely even have to tug. You can just kind of stamp it and it just applies. Doesn't feel wet or heavy on the lids. Doesn't bleed into my texture. I do like the color, so I do like this one, even though it's $68. I know. But hopefully some of these stores will have sales like Saks or Nordstrom. You can get a little bit of a price break, but I do like this one. There is another one that I like. It's Makeup by Mario. That one's a little bit cheaper. I believe that's under $30. And it works just the same, but this one just works a little bit better. Now let's talk about the lip pencil. Honestly, I haven't tried this one enough yet because it's in the shade Rouge H, which I do have the lipstick color to. And there was not a look that I did that needed that deep, rich burgundy color. So I haven't quite used this one yet. It looks just like the eye pencil, just an eye pencil like that. And this one's Rouge H. Glides on very nicely though. Now this one does not come with a brush to kind of blend it in, but hopefully soon I'll use that lipstick to try it with this lip pencil. And that one's also $50 too, so I hope I don't like it. I have this mascara from Byredo. I mean, look at that. You can find that in your drawer really quick. This lime green with the funky shaped lid here. But it's a black mascara. I believe you pronounce it astronomical. I always have a hard time saying that. Now this, I thought I like it, but the more I use it, it's not one of my favorites. Does come with an arch spoolie, kind of like a plasticky spoolie too. And I have to use 3 or 4 coats to give me that length. It does look bushy, but it doesn't give me that length or thickens it. It just feels like it's kind of drying out, and I've only used this for a month, maybe even under a month. And this one does cost $50, so this is not one of my favorites. I'd rather spend the money on the eye pencil from Hermes, but not on this mascara from Byredo. It's not my favorite. Got a couple more brands, and let's go into Chanel. And let's start with this, the Latent Velvet Foundation. And for me, it's in a different shade. I've tried this foundation before, the beginning of the year, and it was in the shade B50, but it was just a little bit too light. So I went to the boutique, and she was able to find me this one, B70, and it's more my skin tone. It doesn't settle in my pores, it doesn't settle in my fine lines, it lasts pretty good all day, and it just looks very pretty, and I do like the color of this one, B70. It does have a really good scent. It's not that strong, but it's very nice, very Chanel-esque. So yeah, this foundation in this shade B70 is my favorite. Like B50, but I like this shade a little bit better. B50 may work more in the wintertime, but for now, B70 is where it's at for me. Now let's talk about the new lip pencil shades from Chanel, and I did pick up 3 of them. I believe these were the 3 new shades that they came out with. And I am wearing one of them right now, and it's this one, Beige Camel. Here's what the pencil looks like. It's more of a gel. And let me show you the color. It looks more like a brownish orange. And when I applied it on my lips, it didn't drag my lips. And it kind of stays really good. And on the other side of the pencil, it does come with a brush. And this pencil with a SUQQU Lip Glow 109, I think it's a good combo there. And I believe these cost $35. So a lot cheaper than the Hermes one. So when I try this one more, I hope I don't like it because I do like these from Chanel. I may see about getting different shades from Chanel because I like the texture of it and I like how it just glides on. And then this one's beige orange. Probably should have put it over on this side. And then this is the deepest one, which is Braun Force. No? Yes? Oh, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's this one right there. I hope you can read it. Now this one is the deepest. It looks more like a brown eye pencil. You can just see it just glides very nicely. And again, it does come with a brush and you can kind of blend it out so it's not that stark if you don't want it to be that stark. But yeah, so far so good with these lip pencils. And the last brand that I have is Guerlain, and I did pick up the powder and the brow pencil. Let's talk about the brow pencil first. It did not come with the lid, which was kind of odd, but there is a lid back here for the spoolie, so it does come with a spoolie. And then you just twist it and out comes the pencil. It's very slim, and this is in the color deep brown. And it's what I use on my brows now, and I think it's just a little bit too ashy for me. I need something a little bit warmer or more neutral. This one's a little bit more cool tone, so let me swatch it here. Yeah, even though it swatches kind of neutral on my brows, it just looks a little off. And it's a little bit waxy as well. Not my favorite. I'll still use it because I have it and I could use it whenever it'll work. Maybe I can use a different brow tint to kind of change the color a little bit, warm it up a little bit. Now the last one is this powder, the Pure Gold Skin Diamond Micro Powder. This is one that I need a little bit more time to figure it out. For one, the color, it came in 4 shades and I picked this one up in 03 medium. I probably should have picked up the deepest one, 04. I hope you can see that there. It's just kind of light. For being medium, it's just a little light. It does come with a little buff, and there's what the powder looks like. It's very fine. Yeah, you can see it's just a little off for me. Now it does have a scent. It's more of a, kind of like a sandalwood. That's what I smell. But once you put it on, it does dissipate. Let me just show you here. Yeah, you can see that's not medium. But it does kind of buff away, but it just leaves a little bit of color to it. And it's what I use to powder my face for this look. And it does have a little bit of a brightness to it, I guess you could say. I guess that diamond powder is kind of showing through. But the several times that I have used it, it does kind of make underneath my eyes a little bit cakey, and it just settles in my wrinkles there. So I don't know if I like it. I do like that it brightens my skin, but I just need a little bit more time to play with it to make sure. Now, one of y'all did ask if I can compare this powder with the powder from Givenchy, the old formula. The new formula, I think, is just a little bit too shiny. Looks more like a highlighter from what I see. So I didn't pick up the new formula. I do have the old formula, which I probably should have picked up a backup of it. In the Givenchy, it's in the shade 5. I'll show you a little video here of me trying the Givenchy on one side and Guerlain on the other side. You can kind of see that the Guerlain one did make it a little bit brighter, but the Givenchy gave me a little bit more of a matte finish. And it does have more color to it, so maybe that's what's throwing it off. But to be all honest, I think I like the Givenchy powder a little bit better than the Guerlain. The Guerlain one does mattify my skin, but it kind of brightens it, which isn't bad, but I just don't like what it does underneath my eyes. It just kind of emphasizes my wrinkles there and looks a little cakey. But I'm going to give it some more time just to kind of play with it. Maybe it's the concealer, maybe it's with how I apply it. So we'll give it some time, but so far, it's not my favorite. Well, alright you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video of me showing you what's been my favorite, what hasn't been my favorite, and what I need a little bit more time with. So I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you can see more videos like this, and you'll have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.